What is up, fan addicts, fan guy addicts? It's your boy, Josh Fanguy, coming back to you with Thursday's quick pick edition of the Ultimate Fanguy. So, today we're going to look at a few different positions, see how we feel about them, give you my best plays of the week. At quarterback, as you can see on my started lineup, I do like Jameis Winston a lot this week. He's playing at home against Arizona. I do like Lamar Jackson or Mark Ingram. I'll be rotating them through lineups. He's very expensive, obviously, and I do think he's a good play this week. I like Breeze a lot this week at home against Atlanta. I think Russell Wilson's going to have a better day than people think because I'm not sold on San Francisco yet, and I think they lose this game. Kyler Murray has a really good matchup as well. As far as I go, I don't think I'm playing anyone below that line. You could take a flyer on Brissett if he's going to play. The problem is we don't really know if he is going to. But if he does, he's got some okay value down there. And if you're really desperate or looking for something super cheap, you can go with Ryan Fitzpatrick. So those are going to be my favorite quarterback plays of the week. In terms of running backs, as you can see, the two running backs I have currently on my lineup are Mark Ingram and Nick Chubb. If you can't see that because I know the graphic's pretty small. So those are my two favorite running backs for the week, I would say, or two of my favorite running backs. McCaffrey's a little hurt. Cook's just way expensive. Elliott's got a real tough matchup. The Jets are surprisingly stout against the run. I kind of like Barkley for a second, but they're really stout against the run. Kamara, if he goes this week, my problem with him is going to be his workload because he's just getting back from an injury, so I don't think he's going to play a full complement of snaps. However, I do think Alvin Kamara, if he plays, is going to be another solid play. I also think Marlon Mack could have a really good day. I wish he caught more passes. But he doesn't, so that kind of caps his value. Le'Veon's also a good play, but apparently he is hurt. And he's got a decent price tag with him. So, yeah, I can get behind that as well. Josh Jacobs is a fine play at 5,700. Whoa, David Johnson's like back to go. Whoa, look at that. David Johnson back in the swing, and he's cheap as hell. He is playing, don't underestimate Tampa Bay's running defense, though. They are really, really good. But I do like David Johnson's price tag a lot. So, worth noting that. Other than that, I don't think there's a whole lot of guys I like that are super cheap this week on that one either. You could always take a flyer on Joe Mixon. He's 4,700. I mean, the Bengals are terrible, but, he's got a chance. He always has a chance at a decent game. Receivers, let's look at them. Let's see what we got. So I'm going to be pairing Jameis Winston with one of his receivers, either Evans or Godwin. They're both about the same price. 16 targets? Are you for real? They must have had some locker room drama there where Evans was getting pissed that he was getting out-targeted so bad with Godwin, but dang. Yeah, I'm going to go with Godwin. He's the cheaper of the two. I feel like Evans has had like 3 bang weeks in a row. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Godwin. He's still very expensive, but, screw it. Let's roll with it. The other guys at the top I like. Let's see. Not a ton of them, actually. Not a ton of them. Emmanuel Sanders looks like he is right at home in San Fran. So he's still really expensive for my taste. Because on this lineup so far, I need to hack some stuff. So I'm kind of working through my thought processes here. It's tough for me to pick receivers till I pick my defense and tight end and see what kind of budget I'm working with. So I'm going to skip over to defenses, and let's see what we got. Tough to not like the Ravens. Tough to not like the Saints if Matt Ryan doesn't play, especially. The Niners should not be that high. Russell Wilson is super on point. I think the Colts are okay. I'm going to look for something a little cheaper. Let's see what we can summon. Let's see what we can summon down here. You know what? I'm going to go Oof. I almost want to play the Jets. That's just such a dangerous play. But I could see that game being super low scoring. I like Indy, but Indy's expensive. Yeah, let's go with let's take a flyer on the Jets here. We'll play the Jets on this lineup. And then as far as tight ends go, I will go with. I really need a cheap one here too, and there's not a whole lot of super cheapies. Yeah, I'm a glutton for punishment with this T.J. Hawkinson stuff. He got 7 targets. Yeah, we're going to go Hawkinson. They're going to have to throw against Chicago. Their running game is awful. So I'm going to try to keep it. Okay, so that gives me 5,000 average for receivers. As far as other receivers I like on the way down, I like Sanders if you can afford him. I think Keenan Allen's price tag has really fallen to a pretty good place as well. Without Sterling Shepard, I like Golden Tate, but I won't be playing him on this lineup simply because I'm playing the Jets deep. I think Larry Fitzgerald has a big potential for a good week. Jamison Crowder has just been a pretty much a target monster whenever I'm going to go Crowder. Devontae Parker's look good with his new stuff. I mean, Robbie Anderson's even cheaper, man. But they just haven't had a real good connection. I need one cheap receiver, so I'm trying to find something deep here. Man, it's tough. It's tough. It's pretty thin sleddings. I really need somebody below the 5,000 point. Without Andy Dalton, I'm not really sure what to think of the Bengals offense. So it's tough to trust. It's tough to trust Boyd without Dalton because you just don't know who the backup quarterback's going to throw to, or if he's going to throw to anyone. Yeah, I'm going to go with Boyd because rookie young quarterbacks typically like that stuff. And I really want to get one more 100, so I got to find a way to get 100 on this lineup. So let's So I would need one of these. Oh, I'm going to take the Seahawks defense. I don't trust San Francisco's offense. I don't think their offense is that good. So, yeah, that works out. And then that lets me put a little bit of Fitzgerald into my lineup because I really like his matchup. So, that's kind of where we are this week with our quick picks. It's a tricky week to call. It looks like a fairly tricky week to call. And there's a lot of good plays, a lot of bad plays. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at this week. So take it or leave it. I hope you take it. Much love, and thanks for stopping by.